Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, a couple of country bumpkin names for slick operations with a foolproof business plan.
The profits to go to the private sector, but the risks to fall back on the taxpayer.
It worked beautifully for decades, Fannie and Freddie fulfilling the American dream. You buy a house by taking out a loan from a bank. The bank sells that loan to Fannie or Freddie. They, in turn, repackage all those mortgages and sell them to investors. They also guarantee the mortgages will be repaid. As home ownership grew universal, Fannie and Freddie prospered. Their CEOs, Daniel Mudd and Roger Siren, together earned $30 million just last year. But as they grew fat, critics say they got greedy, underwriting too many risky home loans that never should have been made. The collapse of the mortgage market and the housing market with it put Fannie and Freddie on the brink of going belly up, a potential disaster.
If they did, the mortgage market would break down and it would be 1929. We would go from a recession into a depression.
Enter the government, meaning you, the taxpayer, with the bailout. The government puts the two companies into conservatorship, replacing Mr. Mudd and Mr. Siren, and standing behind all of Fannie and Freddie's loans and debts. How much might that cost?
The difference between their assets and their liabilities, given the crisis they're facing, may be of the order of $200 to $300 billion.
But any estimate of the cost is just a guess. If the crisis deepens, the taxpayer tab goes up. And many experts expect exactly that.
Home prices will continue to fall regardless of this government action. Losses will continue to mount regardless of this government action. It's only the taxpayers are going to cover the losses now. And then thirdly, we're getting very bad reads on employment.
When the government takes over Fannie and Freddie, their common stock, already battered, will become worthless. Preferred shares, however, are likely to be protected, not least because U.S. banks own some $30 billion worth of those shares. Russ?
Tony Guida, thanks.